Welcome to the best of the Anthony Cumia Show. 1 hour of highlights from this past week. Comedy, politics, current events, and pop culture. All completely uncensored.
So, comedy in Canada. Now, is that where you started?
Yes.
And that... Because you are, I picture you like Laura Ingalls in Little House on the Prairie. No fucking
exactly
city
right,
near
except for
you.
the dresses. You're exactly right.
That was it.
Yeah, but just with
Walnut
pants
Grove.
and no shirt. No, it is. I always say I grew up in the 1800s, which is sort of true. We had electricity, but we didn't have running water for a long time.
Come on now.
I'm not lying to you. And
this should be that conversation only takes place talking with that like the old Titanic woman.
Yes. Well, back in my day. Well, first of all, we were very poor. I have a book coming out. It's all in the book.
Well, you do?
Yeah, February 23rd.
That's very cool. What's it called?
It's called You're Better Than Me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We had a can in the bathroom that we shat in. I don't know the correct shat in, and then my father would take it out at night.
What?
And dump it. Yes.
Look at you. That looks like a home haircut.
Yes.
And
it is.
and
That's probably
simplicity pattern fucking dress.
Yes.
That mom did on the sewing machine.
It's so
Holy
true.
shit.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
that is it.
Oh, man.
And people keep saying that it looks like Raina. And so I showed her the cover and I just said, Raina, everyone thinks this looks like you. And she was like, oh, she was horrified. She was like, I don't think so.
That is a child that shouldn't be on anything but like an Amber Alert and hopefully they're going to a better place. Like the cops shouldn't look too hard for that girl.
I like that she doesn't know like her life is shitty. Like the sincere.
Oh, the hope, the youthful look. Now tilt your head and smile. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, you poor little thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so what was that like? And were all your friends this poor, or did you have to be
No,
the
but it
poor
wasn't
friend?
that different, the people that grew up in the town. I mean, they had TV and, of course, running water, but it wasn't like this big progressive city or anything that we lived in. It was northern Canada.
Well, look. If they didn't have to shit in a can,
Yes.
they were like royalty.
Yes. Well, we also, I know you won't believe it.
I love
we
this.
boiled snow on the stove for baths. Okay. So we could only take a bath once a week and, it would be two at a time, you know? So because otherwise it would, it's a lot of work. Yeah.
A lot of work. Well, watch how you say work because apparently Melissa.
Yes.
friggin-
No.
Yeah.
Microaggression.
Yeah. So you two at a time.
But I did grow up like a slave.
Yeah, that's like
did.
this Canadian white privilege stinks.
Yes, because we had a working farm, a market garden. There was I had to milk a cow every morning. It was like a real thing. It really was.
You're reading,
I was reading Little House on the Prairie books thinking these are my contemporaries.
Yeah, that's not history. This is.
Yes.
Did you hear about the outside world? Did you yearn for a better place, or was it that little smiling?
Well, we didn't have TV, so you didn't know a lot of.
It's like the
you
Soviet
didn't
Union.
know. Yeah, you didn't know you weren't living it up. You know, it's like you didn't know the rest of the world had.
What entertainment, and especially if you want to become a comic at some point, you need input that's a little more than just the surrounding cows and, corn, whatever it is.
I went to my friend's house once, and on TV it was Monty Python Search for the Holy Grail.
Oh, shit.
And I was losing my mind.
Were you
I kept
trying
going,
to talk to the little people
I was like, what is
in the
it?
box?
No, I mean, I'd obviously seen TV before and stuff, but I'd never seen comedy like that. And everyone was acting like big deal. It's not even funny. And I was like, this is insane. And when I look back, I think, oh, good, I got it. I got it even then, even without
being raised with it or
Yes.
someone making an impression on you. You just naturally knew that was funny.
That was really funny.
And through that, I would assume you started realizing your life was tragic.
Yes.
It's like, wait a minute. I'm laughing. What is this strange sound coming out of me?
Well, especially since my family was pretty earnest. Like, they live by these, hard work.
Right.
Early
to bed
hard
and early to rise.
And stuff that you can find on a coffee mug or whatever. It's like, and that always drove me nuts. It's like, those little, like, I somehow always knew that was bullshit.
The hard work and
hard work pays off.
That's going to pay off, and you're shitting in a bucket.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes.
So, wow. So now you get a little older. What about like dating? What were the guy choices in such a small? I would think it would be pretty scarce.
There was an Air Force base, a pretty big Air Force base.
Oh no,
that was nearby.
You were fucking Deborah Winger, an officer and a gentleman waiting for fucking.
Yes.
You go, Bonnie.
Well, we couldn't get on base, so we had to like hang out at the bar where they would come
at the local towny bar that they would go to.
But the drinking age was 18, so you could really start going to the bars at like 15, 16.
Did you tease your hair all up and put on blue eyeshadow and shit?
Yes.
Oh,
it's crazy.
This is the greatest. And you're in the towny bar, putting some loonies in the fucking jukebox.
There was no loonies yet. That came later.
Okay, well, whatever the quarter was.
We still had paper money back then. Okay, so this is
playing some Rush.
Yes.
Rush.
Yes.
That's all I know.
AC/DC.
Oh yeah. Some Neil Young. Yes. I don't know any more Canadians.
So then, I had a motorcycle. I got a motorcycle.
So well.
And
that's cool.
Yes, and I used to ride around like a loser, like with a long duster coat, like I was like
a cowboy.
Yes.
On a steel horse you ride.
And I would the parties were always like in the I don't know how we found them without GPS, but they were always like in the middle of somebody's field or in like the woods.
Cool.
Or
you build a nice little fire there and you sit around and pass around whiskey and shit like that.
You'd hang out at the IGA parking lot till everyone told you where the party was.
Meets up, right.
Yeah, and then because there's no social media back then.
No social media, no cell phones.
No cell phones.
You can't you had to make plans with your friends as to where you were going to meet up.
If you had to work late and you missed out.
Your weekend's gone.
Sometimes I would hitchhike out to some place and then no one would be there, after work or something.
I bet. Except the shallow hole in the ground meant for you.
Hitchhike back. But then I got my motorcycle and I rode out to a party one night.
It must have been really quiet and then you hear it's like, hey, here comes McFarlane. I love this.
Okay, so then I was driving home, and it's a long highway ride. This guy is walking down the highway, and he's got it. It's cold out, even though it's summer. It's like freezing, and he's got his jacket in his hand, and he's all bloody. He's super bloody, and I pulled over, and I put a helmet on him. He was really drunk, and I was like, "Where? I'm going to take you home." And so he kind of
hot shot.
Yeah.
Did you say something cool?
I don't.
Spreading your legs way too far to hold your bike up?
I didn't have to be cool because he was drunk and he was looking at me like, what? Like, what's happening right now? Like this girl, you need a ride? And so he gets on and he did try to hit on me while he was
of course,
drunkenly.
He's obligated.
I let him off at his place and then I just continued on home. And, weeks later, he must have woken up like, did that really happen? Like, did a girl on a motorcycle really with a duster
it's almost like some fairy tale-ish thing. A girl on a motorcycle saved me.
Then I went into the bar. This is so dumb because this is my this is like the best thing that ever happened when I was a kid. So I went into the bar one night and I always was by myself because I was on a motorcycle. Like I don't know why.
It's not like a car.
I had no friends. Yeah. So I had my helmet in my hand and my long jacket on. I open up, walk into the bar, and he's at the bar with his friends, and he turns around and he goes,
"Oh shit! The crazy motorcycle girl!"
And I got freaked out and I left.
Why?
I don't know. But
maybe they were cool.
But
well,
he saw me one more time. That's all.
Oh, yeah?
And then I left a couple weeks later for college.
Did it go horribly wrong, or was it just another...
No, that one time at the bar. That's the only other time. So he knew it was real. Wow. It was like, it was real.
If he's still alive, I bet he remembers that. You were the one
I don't know who he was.
You were the one that got away or something like that.
Like, can you imagine?
That's yeah, he's still there at that bar looking at the door for years, just waiting for that motorcycle girl to come in. That's a pretty badass image, though, like you... alone, helmet, and your duster. It comes off as silly because it's you. Right. But like, opening up the bar, it's like, hey, I'm here, and that doesn't seem like your
It's
image.
weird because I feel like I had more. I don't know. I was more brave. I just did stuff.
I guess
I did crazy stuff. I think because I didn't know, naivete.
Oh, you're indestructible. First of all,
yes.
You don't know that. Most girls that ride motorcycles alone like that, they're either dykes.
I never heard of rape. No.
Or or they're asking for it because that's way too sexy of a thing to be doing, regardless of how you're dressed. You can be dressed in a parka, and still, because you have a motorcycle, she's asking for it.
It's the best of the Anthony Cumia Show. The Anthony Cumia Show airs live Monday through Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern in glorious high-definition video, exclusively at AnthonyCumia.com.
Halloween coming up, and of course the costumes.
Yeah,
always a controversy. It's always what do you do? Literally anything. You could dress up as anything. If it's not you, it could be deemed offensive now because you're stealing or stereotyping a culture or some sexuality or something like that. So anything now is a problem. But thank God there's college students to tell us what we should or shouldn't be doing. You have, there it is. Just in time for Halloween, we have these problems. Here it is. You can put it on that screen, too. There it is. We're a culture, not a costume. It's not who I am, and it's not okay. And they have an Asian girl, and there's a geisha outfit. And they have is that Clock Boy? They have an Arab kid, and Clock Boy. Yes. And look, it's kind of like a bomb belt. Yeah, that might be a little far, but maybe dressing like Aladdin, Disney's Aladdin.
But
I
don't understand. He's dressing as a terrorist. You're not a terrorist.
Right?
He's dressing as something different.
It's different.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a great point. Yeah, exactly. He's not a terrorist.
Like if somebody dressed as me, I wouldn't be like, you can't dress as a pedophile or whatever. It's a different version. You're not a terrorist. Isn't he the racist?
He's the racist.
He's like, hey, I'm similar. He's calling himself a terrorist.
That is kind of lumping everybody into the terrorism thing, which is kind of what everybody's trying to say it isn't. Don't generalize.
Right.
Don't say that it's if you claim that as offensive to you and your culture, you're saying that that's part of your culture.
Right.
It's insanity. Here's another one. I do like the look, he put his legs in the back legs of the donkey, and it looks like his little legs are swinging. It's hilarious.
Lovely costume.
What is he laying claim to? Is he a donkey? I don't get it.
His friends call him a jackass constantly. I would gather a Mexican guy, and then she's very upset that I guess that girl is wearing black makeup.
Well, they're saying this is not who I am. This is not okay. So basically, the guy with the terrorist is going, look, Arabs are not terrorists. This is not who I am, and this is not okay.
Right.
He's saying negative on both.
But couldn't the Asian girl be holding the terrorist one and going, this is not who I am?
Yeah, she could.
It's not who they all are.
But Asians aren't typically called terrorists.
Well, that's true. Oh, so you're saying
there's a stereotype
there
fly fucking
somewhere.
Planes into the buildings either. So
you're saying there's a stereotype there somewhere that we're not allowed to use.
It's also strange because you can dress as like a murderer. Like you can carry a severed head and a knife.
Yeah, that's fine.
And that's acceptable.
It's not offensive. Well, some people.
But there's also people that chop people's heads off and carry them around. I'm assuming. I don't read the news.
They do.
They're also covered in two of those costumes, by the way. The people that do that. You've watched fucking the videos online. Why not just have a nice costume? Like, I'm carrying a basket this year. And people say, what are you going to be? I'm going to go, I'm helper. I'm a helper.
What is that?
Whoever needs help, I help them. I put things in the basket and I carry
with a basket and you carry them.
Sure. Too bad I wasn't dressed as a comedian. I might have had a funny improv.
Really horrible costume.
Yeah, I wish I was dressed as a mute. Wow, I should be strapped around that guy's chest, running into a market. A kaboom! Wow,
I think there were a couple more. There it is. It's like you wear the costume for one night. I wear the stigma for life. And I love how they put, like, there's a Chinese guy. Look, he's got a big bowl of rice and the funny Chinese glasses.
And he has books in front of him, so he's smart.
And books, because he's very smart. Then they got to put the white guy in there. And they're like, what should we do? An engineer at NASA? No. Let's give him a banjo and have him do that.
Right.
Then you have, I guess, a Hispanic girl. She's pregnant, and
what?
Yeah.
Why do they have a white guy in there? That's just
they wanted to head it off at the pass.
Right.
Any white people that might have said, "Oh well, what, we can't be stereotyped."
But you're misreading it.
Oh, I am?
Yeah. Can you go scroll back up?
Scroll back down to that one.
Like that. The problem was the Spanish one. The pregnant one is the one making the objection. She's like, don't think I'm this bitch with straight hair and a black shirt. I am pregnant and smoking and going to have this baby. I'm not an abortion haver like this fucking... I take the cum.
Yeah, maybe we're confusing.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them.
The hungry fucking guy with the glasses and the books is like, don't confuse me with this fucking sullen fucking stick in the mud.
All right, let's see what the other ones are. Not a costume. What is that one in the... What was she? I thought that was like E.T. for a second.
I guess she's dressed as a, you know what? I don't know.
Is it just
Erykah
like
Badu.
an African woman? Erykah Badu.
well, they're wearing the same thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's like,
It is
that
very
the same-
similar. And then the middle one is like, all right, come on. We all know that whole kind of belly dancey thingy is kind of Persian thing.
She's like, I'm not a train robber.
How is that offensive? Because it really does portray this beauty and a cultural elegance and stuff. And then, I don't know, they went way over the top with the young black man.
Well, this is offensive, too, because this is implying that that black guy is dressed as a costume. That just looks like every black guy I see.
yeah, exactly.
He has a winter coat and a hat on.
They're trying to say that
He's
he's
holding
a
a
drug
gun,
dealer or
though,
a rapper.
Joe. That
Yeah.
seems to be...
Oh, I didn't see the gun.
See,
I didn't see the gun. I'm sorry.
Believe me, it's the first thing I saw.
He does look like he's
apologize.
robbing that other black guy. That's right.
He's holding him hostage.
Yeah.
So that's way over the top.
That guy just showed up to the shoot, and then it's actually
Yeah, and it's like, hey, come on over here.
Yeah.
But that is such an exception to the basic costumes you see. I understand some people put on black makeup. Blackface and black makeup, two different things. Come on, let's be real.
They are
if
different.
You're putting on a minstrel show thing, it's going to upset some people. If you're dressing as a character whose complexion is darker than yours, it's a thing.
A celebrity. Kim and Kanye, they're a celebrity couple.
Right,
Guy
right.
dressed as Kanye, they're supposed to be the celebrity. There's a difference between that and being Al Jolson.
Yeah, and being like offensively, you can't dress up as a black person.
Yeah, I think blackface is out now.
It's totally
it's
out.
just
Like, but in any way, shape, or
Yeah, I
form, you
think
can't darken like
Yeah.
all up. And so I understand if you're going to put the white around and go, "Oh, mammy, how I love you, how I trick or treats," but. Let's say you kind of have some physical features of a black celebrity, and you want to.
Oh, I do.
Go
Below
as
the
that.
waist. Go ahead.
and obviously, no one would know if you were just white skin. What is the problem with kind of darkening up with makeup?
Yeah. People tan.
All right,
They're
that's
trying to be black.
It's just, you know,
Nicki Minaj.
yeah.
What is that?
She looks like Nicki Minaj after she got burned in a fire and she's making a comeback. She looks terrible. And the whole blackface, it's just out, dude. It's so frustrating, too, because I'm pitching this new thing for ABC.
Yeah.
And they just won't go for it. They're like, what do you mean all in blackface? I'm like, yeah. The black
Wouldn't it be great
Wouldn't
if
it be
we?
fun? It's old school.
Take it to ABC Family, because they have a lot of stuff that you don't see on ABC.
Maybe they'll go for it there. Was that a picture of somebody that got in trouble?
Yeah, the girl is.
Yeah, she's in trouble, huh?
Yeah, it's Wednesday Addams and Nicki Minaj, I think.
Oh, and
she's dressed as Dan Soder on the right.
just patted her behind to complete the offensive costume. It's it's as accurate as she can get.
Yeah.
Although not doing the palms of your hands. It's a little racist.
Not intentionally.
I'm kidding, of course. That, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't see. I think there are much more important things to dwell on than Halloween costumes.
Absolutely.
That is the argument I got into last night with that guy, by the way. That's what started it. A Halloween costume.
What's he going to be? You wanted to be blackface. And
yes, I wanted to. No, I guess he was saying how racist this costume was, and it was called a rapper bling costume or something. Yeah. And some little white kid was wearing like a dread wig and some pants and shirt and something around his neck, and he's got a mic, and it wasn't really racist. He wasn't in blackface or anything. It was just a white kid, sunglasses. I guess he was supposed to look like T-Pain or something, and he's like, "Oh, this is fucking racist." It's like there are asshole rappers that actually look like that. Why can't you portray that? Like I don't understand why you can't call out asshole black people for being assholes. Like without, because he said something like, "Oh, you just want to dress like that so people can make fun of it." It's like, well, you never saw a costume on Halloween that people dressed as to make fun of? Of course.
I think costumes should help and uplift. That's always
You think it should be a fun, uplifting experience?
Yes,
like your basket.
Yeah, what are you doing? Just helping people. I have medicine. Tried it again. 0 for 2 on the helper joke.
It's the best of the Anthony Cumia Show. 1 hour of what you missed this week because you're too damn cheap to pay for it.
So what films have you done so far?
I've only done a few. I do like more of my own thing.
Oh.
Yeah, with like my boyfriend and stuff. I only perform with my boyfriend and other girls.
Okay.
And is that the new way to do it now, do you feel like? Is that like a new thing that's happening in the porn business? Is that okay to ask?
It's great. Ask away.
That was really offensive to everyone.
I'm offended. I'm leaving, personally. No, I'm the only one doing it, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm like the only person who does it, but...
Yeah. Well, that seems like it's, first of all, it's handy. Yeah. You're both available at the same time. You don't have to worry about, those pesky communicable diseases.
Right.
And you're good together.
Right.
You don't have to show up at a shoot, and a guy takes his robe off or something, and you're like, oh, fuck.
But yeah, I'm scared of that.
Are you scared?
Really? Like stinky
You
dicks.
just said your boyfriend has a little dick.
No, he has a great dick.
Do a lot of people have stinky dicks?
I have no idea. That's what I'm afraid of.
But you've smelled at least one other dick in your life.
Well, they've all been like boyfriends, so they don't stink. Because I like stinky balls if they're my boyfriend.
Porn star I'm kidding, of course.
Do you have a stinky dick?
I've seen some of your work.
I don't think so. I've never smelled it since I was a child, probably.
Really?
And I don't think so. I think it probably just seems regular. No one's ever said, wow, you need to freshen this dick up. Like no one's ever like sprayed Febreze around that dick.
Yeah. That's
They take you in the room blindfold.
Yeah. But they should have that. They should have like a dick, sort of like a wreath you could wear around it.
Yeah, a wreath.
Axe doesn't have this. Like
potpourri for your dick. Yeah, stuff like that.
That's Anthony's new product.
A little stick up or, air freshener, something.
But I could go for a cinnamon wreath every now and then, especially around the holidays.
That'd be good.
Yeah,
you know what? Just go to Cinnabon, pop the middle out. You could even eat it. And put that on your dick. That
I would
shit's
love that.
delicious.
She's into it. She's into it.
Yeah.
We did it. We did
Isn't that great?
So an edible potpourri ring for cocks. You're into it?
The Cinnabon.
The
Cinnabon.
Somebody just
nothing
wants
better. After 3 bites, you want to vomit, but it's fucking great. I understand. I hear you.
Now, can you do pornography on a full stomach, or you don't do that?
Well, actually, I like to be on an empty stomach for the deep throat part of it because I love to suck dick and deep throat. So I need to have an empty stomach for that. Sometimes, but that's the why it's good to not have food in your
Right,
stomach.
you don't want to be vomiting. The saliva thing. When a girl can look up at you and she looks like Alien, with just dripping.
I love that.
Very frightening.
That's my shit.
That's great, but you don't want like projectile vomiting.
No, that's not.
You don't want anything like that. That really breaks that mood.
Yeah.
Now, do you do a lot of brothers and stuff as well? Have you ever done any
That's
brothers?
great. That's great. I'll take
I've
it from
only
here.
performed with my...
I'll take it from here. So the black community, the Negro delegation, we want to know. Were there any black boyfriends in the past? Because you've only had sex with boyfriends, we take it.
Right.
So
no, I've never had sex with a black guy.
You've never had a black guy in your life.
Because once you go black, you don't go back, right? So
okay. Good answer. Good answer.
Home.
Good prepping. Good prepping, lady.
Joke.
Good prepping over there. Good prepping.
Rich's
go
joke.
back home.
That's Rich's boss's joke. Once you go black, you never go back home. Fucking hilarious joke.
Oh, shout out to Boss.
I heard that one. That was great.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So when did you get into the biz?
Well, it's a funny story of how I met my boyfriend and how I got into it. But basically, I was always in long-term relationships, like I was saying, and I broke up with someone, and I just really wanted to get fucked, but I didn't want to waste a use of my pussy.
Should've gotten a job at Sirius XM.
On some
Oh my God!
What? That's hilarious.
Oh man, when he hits a good, he hits a good one, boy.
That's why I woke up today. That's why I woke up today.
Oh man,
that's pretty sexy. So you wanted to get fucked?
Yeah, but I didn't want to waste a use of my pussy on someone with a stinky dick or someone who couldn't do it right. So I just happened to find him on Instagram, and I said, "Hey, it's not that bald porn dude." So I hit him up as a joke. He accepted. He said, "Yeah, let's hook up." So I met him at a bar, tried to have a one-night stand, and slept over, been completely inseparable for the last 3 years.
Wow.
So I still haven't had a one-night stand.
Let me go to Facebook. That never happened.
You DM'd your way into... Were you doing porn before him or no?
No, I was a total prude, good girl. And there wasn't even DM back then. It was... I just Instagrammed him. You
commented on his picture?
I want to fuck you. So romantically like that.
And now this is your life.
Yeah, now we moved to Hawaii together. We're we've been together for 3 years.
Man, that's some white people shit.
I've
never in my life.
That would never happen.
It would never happen. And I'm this is a setup. This is a sting operation.
I got 50 friend requests a night, and it's, dude, I've been listening since Boston. Dude, you fucking rule. Yeah, that's it. That's what I get. Fuck you. Fuck your brother. Fuck your sister. You're an asshole. That I get. I don't get high. I'm beautiful. You don't know me. Let's fuck.
That's hilarious.
Wow, that's a good one.
Crazy.
Good for him.
And you don't even, and you're doing videos, you're not doing webcamming stuff, right? You're shooting stuff features.
Shit.
Yeah, I signed a Brazzers contract, so I was
fucking Brazzers.
Jesus Christ! What did he share the other 2 wishes of the lamp with you when you got there?
I know.
No, actually, he used another one up because I let him, fuck whoever he wants, and I like to be exclusive to him. So that used another wish.
I don't even know.
I don't know. Is this Tupac?
Yeah. What the fuck? So you're in an open relationship, but you just want to fuck him.
He's in a open relationship.
The thing is, I'm more into girls than I am into guys, and so
this just gets better.
If I can
and
fuck
better.
different girls all the time, then that's enough for me. If I have one nice giant dick and a bunch of pussy, that's perfect.
Where you from?
California.
Maybe you should talk about how beautiful and wonderful California girls are.
She left, okay?
Maybe you're sticking out in L.A. one more year.
Yeah. He's like, I gotta leave, guys. I got a flight to catch.
You come to New York, you're gonna be a father in a month. It's the opposite direction. The way this is going over here.
Wow, that's intense. Man, so originally from
California, Pasadena.
Pasadena.
This is the handsome man right
That's him. Oh, of course.
Yeah, he looked like a cool
striking blue eyes.
He is so chill, yeah.
You can't hate on him, though. He looked like he'll give you a beer, though. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, this is me, and that girl over there, that's me, too. And
he's got a very great look right there. That's perfect.
It looked like a LinkedIn picture. This motherfucker.
Yeah. Holy shit.
He probably fucked 3 girls after that picture was taken.
God.
How many?
Then that's got to be, and what are the downsides of that? That's what I would like to know.
Of fucking 3 girls at once?
No, I'm sure there's some, yes, I'm sure there are some downsides to it.
Well, you have to not fuck 2 of the pussies. You can't fuck all 3 at one time. You have to rotate.
That's one.
Right.
Sometimes the girls get upset if you're not fucking them, enough.
You don't want to do that.
It's hard to fuck when 2 people are looking at you angrily.
Right, so there's that.
It's like juggling. If you're good at it, it looks easy. You just fucking go. If you're bad at it, you're all over the place. Girls are fucking yawning. You don't want that. I've told the story so many fucking times about how when I had had a threesome with my wife and this girl that I was just starting to see.
Wow.
I was like fucking the shit out of the new girl, and my hand was over here by my wife, just kind of going. And the most romantic movie played out like this far away. And I'm just like, fiddly, you okay over there, hon? Yeah, good. I'll be back with you. And
did your wife get upset?
After a while.
Yeah.
After a while. Well, let's just say the whole thing ended with me giving her probably a couple of $1 million.
But that was her fault. She could have jumped on ball duty, you know.
Oh, you are wonderful.
The Anthony Cumia Show.
This is the Legion of Skanks podcast. This is the Legion of Skanks podcast.
We talked Lewis off a ledge. We're going to tell the story. I can't wait. I'm so excited because I don't know the story. I understand what you were saying, but we decided we're going to tell it. And I'm so excited. This is big news. I did not know.
Yeah, so I know we didn't tell you because I was going to save it for the show.
I can't wait. So we did our podcast from Anthony Cumia Studio yesterday.
Yeah,
I left.
You left. Goodbye, Jay.
Bye, Jay.
Peace. We talked shit about you for like 20 minutes.
Fair. No goodbyes, nothing. Jay just storms
Totally
out.
say goodbye. Say goodbye to everybody.
A lot of how Hollywood has this guy gotten? And then
hey, showbiz.
No, I went over to the Roast Masters at the stand,
and I came and met you with Bobby and Omar.
Nice.
Yeah. Good times.
We all came over, watched Zach annihilate that poor helpless girl.
After the show, we all decided to go to the bar next door.
Nice.
Me, Dave, and a few other people went outside.
And we're all hammered. I know, I'm hammered at this point.
It's like 2 a.m. We're drunk. We're having a great time. Great night. Like just a great vibe in the air.
Friends.
You know? I was really very happy to just see someone like Zach. It really was like almost a touching moment to see someone you've kind of like seen really start from, I mean, even back in like the CB's days and shit like that. Like Zach's like eating a lot of shit, was doing check spots working.
No, that was his act. He used to just eat buckets of shit on stage.
It was funny though. There were punches in there.
I remember his sophomore year of Wayne Ray to You.
Yeah, no, that's right. You helped him through college. Look, the point is that I just think to watch Zach.
Who's the mascot of that? A little black kid? That's Two Inside.
A little black kid with a colostomy bag?
I'm not going to lie.
It's not Two Inside.
Our audience gets it. It's inside and out.
That little black kid painted that fucking awesome mural there for it. How cool is that thing?
But to just see Zach having
was the RN on my floor at Wayne Ray to You.
It was like, look.
All right, whatever.
And Zach,
I was the registered nurse.
What kind of school is this, man? There's a nurse on every floor? Swastika.
There were a lot of stabbings at my college, so they'd keep RNs really close by the floor.
It was swastika you.
But I was just saying, it's almost like just walking in a room and seeing like you, like Jay, having like just a monster set, just like owning the room. It was just cool for me to see Zach having that. Like I've seen Zach develop his voice on the podcast and on roast writing and shit like that. But it was just cool to see him have the moment of just like dominating with really good shit. Like it wasn't even, there's no like bullshit.
All right, we get it. He's going to write for you on the next roast.
Jesus Christ.
Me and Zach have been seeing each other for
pay
months.
him.
All right.
Pay him or suck his dick. Either way, he'll write the jokes for you.
So as Lewis was saying,
almighty.
It's a really
the night's
nice
going
energy.
good.
It's a nice energy in the air. So we were like, dude, let's go outside and smoke a bowl. Why not?
That sounds wonderful. I love marijuana. I love smoking.
Why not? It's right around the corner from Police Academy. That's
Nothing can go wrong. We're invincible.
I'm just pissed off that Zach didn't dress up.
And you put all that makeup on, and his asshole just showed up fucking from
rolled
home.
out of bed and showed up.
Yeah, open gashes.
As we're smoking, we smoke a bowl or two.
We are drunk, so we're smoking very casually.
I mean, dude, we couldn't be any more like fuck the police with our smoking.
Brilliant.
It was really aggressive. And it's me, Dave, and 2 other people who they're comics, and I'll have them remain nameless because maybe they don't want to be involved in the story.
Also, if you follow their careers, they've pretty much remained nameless. So
you wouldn't know who they are. Fair. So 2 undercover cops walk up.
Oh, shit.
And they're like,
put badges on, badges over the
hey man, can I get a rip of that bowl?
Did they look like Vecchione?
No, but they were just douchey.
For a second, you're like, Mike, you got a late spot?
Italian cops. Yeah, it was that type of energy.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, buddy, hold it right there. What are you guys doing? Everyone, you know.
Now, what they really harped on right away within the first sentence was actually Jay's point. Like, it was very weird. Like, he was talking to me like he was my mother almost. Like, he was very disappointed in me. He goes, around the corner from a police precinct?
Yeah.
Around the corner. Like, as if there's a weed-smoking area somewhere else.
If you were 2 blocks up, well, the point was, you know, if we were 2 blocks away, we wouldn't be around the corner from a police precinct.
It's pretty dumb.
It's dumb. I get the point that it's a dumb move.
Gotcha.
Either way, I will say in the past few years, past like year or two specifically, after they decriminalized it where they can't, stop and frisk you anymore.
Yeah.
The energy really has been like, I feel like there's so much weed smoke in the air. People just walk around smoking joints.
I do see it all the time.
All the time now.
Now, Lewis, I'll tell you this. I'm like the most paranoid person about doing that. The reason you would only get me doing that because I was fucking hammered at this moment. Like that's, And
they say weed makes you paranoid, so it's full circle.
Comes right back.
Yeah. So they're like, yeah, guys, take your hands out of your pockets, blah, blah. And it just became very quick. They were just like, and I don't quote the cop. They said, all right, what's going on, man? You got weed on you? And he pointed to Dave. And Dave's like, no.
He never does.
But he did.
You guys should have called me.
He goes, you got weed on you?
We go, no, but Big J said he'll give me a nug to hold me over until tomorrow.
Dave goes, no.
Your interim dealer.
And he goes, listen to me. Are you sure you don't have weed in your right pocket that I watched you put in your pocket after you smoked? Because if you lie to me, you're going to be in trouble right now.
Cops hate lying.
So let me just
say they do.
No,
but
it's
I think
all
you're gonna
bullshit.
get either way.
Yes, dude, I've had this happen many times before in my life, and there's a lesson I learned as a teenager. Is a cop will go, look, here's the deal, okay?
You're honest.
You're honest with me. No one's gonna get in trouble.
Right.
Then you tell me you got drugs on you. Okay, you got some weed, and then you empty your pockets. And you go, yeah, I have some weed, and then you get arrested, and then you realize, it's not illegal for a cop to lie. But it was illegal for him to search me right there. So he just convinced me
Can I just
to give him. So
interject
that's
for 1 minute, Dave?
Yes.
He named the pocket that he saw you put it in.
Right.
He knew you had an idea.
But this is the point I'm making is that, look, if a cop sees me smoking weed, sees me putting weed in my thing, that's more than probable cause for him to search me. If he wants to come search me, he can come search me. When they start doing the thing of like, you admit to me that you committed this crime,
I'll tell you, dude,
it doesn't do you any good to fucking
they're
admit
fucking
it, dude.
dudes just like anybody else, and they were testing us, and they were seeing if we were going to be fucking assholes.
You
and
guys
they
were failing.
They wanted to make
Now, here's
an
what's pretty
example.
funny. Here's what his reaction.
So listen.
You'd think maybe his reaction would be right to what, like I just said. Okay, if he is right, if he knows the pocket. By the way, he's not wrong. That's the fucking pocket. That's my weed. So
he had a 50-50 shot.
No. He has.
There's like 7 pockets on his jacket. It's a lot of. There's a lot of pockets. He knew the one.
It's a thriller
Now,
They sat there and they watched us smoke 2 bowls, like very blatantly. Like they literally just sat and watched us do it.
They did heroin while you were doing it.
They watched Dave put it into his pocket, and they knew he was lying. Okay. Now
the second I lied.
Hold on. The debate is like if they, if they could have, I believe they could have searched him. I guess we could talk about that afterwards. But the second they go, oh yeah, dude, you're gonna lie? You're gonna lie? Well, hey, you know what, buddy? They grabbed me.
They grabbed Lewis, not me.
I'm not lying.
They do nothing to me. This happens every
They grabbed
time.
me. I'm standing there. They grabbed me, put my hands behind my back.
They go, well, guess what? You're getting arrested. And I went, what?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, your buddy wants to lie. Well, now you're going to take the brunt of it. How does that feel? And I was like, horrible. What is happening right now?
Did you say horrible?
I was like, I have a child. Please stop, son. Why are we doing this?
You say I have a child. Please stop.
Yeah. I didn't say please stop. I just have a child.
Oh, it was bad. The child thing was bad.
My baby won't be
Facebook right now.
My baby will miss me in the morning. Check my Facebook. You can watch his entire development, hour by hour. From baby to toddler, minute by minute.
All the moments we've shared. The moments my father never had with me.
I need to get home. He still thinks he's a dinosaur.
I can't wait till James starts drawing pictures of Lewis and it's just a stick figure holding a cell phone in his face.
Listen to me.
So I was like, don't. B's gonna find out I'm a stand-up comedian. I never told her.
She has no idea I'm a stand-up.
She thinks I like to take long walks. I was gonna say take long walks at night.
So they put me in cuffs, and I mean, it was
I was like, how can you arrest him for me lying? And they go, he's the one we saw. I was like, but you said you saw me put it in my pocket.
You said that.
So, well, no, I didn't say this, but that was implied.
They didn't care. I'm sorry, sir. Good work. Get him off the street.
Yeah.
No, I said, but how can you do that? And they go, he's the one we saw. And then I gave them a couple more, like, but really? No. And that was that.
And then I was gone.
And then I let
Dave's drinking at the bar. Dave's back at the bar drinking.
I wanted to go home. I stayed at the bar to see if we could dude, I called the fucking, the precinct. I called, internal affairs.
I called IA?
I was complaining about cops, and then that's what they
Dude, we were smoking weed outside.
A drunk political Dave started trying to go higher. Then he goes, this isn't even about Lewis anymore. I'm going to call the governor.
Well, no, can I tell you what?
Bring that up, and that's the point. Dave, here's what's going on in Dave's head, right? he's computing like some fucking dumb blog that he read where he's going to go like, oh, dude, you know what, dude? They can't actually search me because the fucking Article 1 of fucking section, dude. They don't care, dude. They were just fucking chumping us. They knew you had weed.
Yes.
They could have arrested you.
No, Lewis, you're an idiot. I'm not going off some fucking blog.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going
are.
off. Okay. I'm going off what I think is the
Beck
best
episode.
situation and what my past experiences with cops are, and when I've been honest about having weed, what the result of that has been. That's what I'm fucking going off. Not some fucking blog I read. Dude, the reason I called them and was complaining is because I go, look, even though they did see us selling weed outside, yeah, it's absolutely worth complaining.
Not selling.
To go, I'm sorry, smoking weed outside. They did.
Me and Dave were actually weed dealers on the side.
All right, you know what? We're lying about this story, right? No, but let me just say, they did. The point is that you're not, a cop can't go, I'm arresting you because this guy wasn't honest with me. That's somewhat of a fucking shady abuse of power thing to do. To say the reason, like he literally said, I would have let you all go, but because you lied, I'm taking your buddy in.
Right.
And that's not an okay thing. Now, look, yes, like you said, the law doesn't fucking matter. They abuse their shit all the time. But yeah, I don't know. What am I going to do? You're in jail. What am I going to do?
Why don't you try going? Sorry, yes, I have weed. Please, could you please not do? Did you try any of that?
Nope, he wanted to keep his fucking weed. Not one of that. Not for a second.
I would have done that. I would have been like, sorry, I'm sorry, I did. I lied to you. Guys, could you please, like, if because then I look at either of those, like, look,
I've just done that before. I think he's just going to arrest both of us.
We
at that
both
point.
go. Yeah, but you both go through.
Yeah, but then you're going to jail with me.
I mean, okay, you're right. I guess I could have done that. Maybe I could have done that.
That's how I would have handled it. I think. I think. I can't speak for
Jay, you have, all right, hold on. Jay, you have literally gone on cruises and made other people carry the weed on because you don't want to be the one who gets in trouble.
Absolutely true.
No, so don't say you would have just offered yourself up to go to jail. It was Lewis is already going to jail.
No, I would have taken the shot. Lewis is already going to jail. I would have taken the shot that coming clean may have had the cop let us all go, or
so
try to plead that
when
case.
we're going on those things, and Lewis, you're insisting someone else smuggles weed. You're doing that because you're going to go
It's
when
a
they
separate
get caught.
issue. It is.
It's very different.
It's a separate issue. I'll say this.
I don't know.
I think, and I know this, and I have been caught smoking. Let me finish this
I said
statement.
I think. I don't know.
I've been caught smoking weed multiple times, and every time a cop has come up to me and been like, "Hey, dude, do you have weed in your pocket?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's in my right pocket."
Oh, by the way, this exact same thing happened with the three of us, and Lewis got out.
Yeah, Lewis
walked off, and no one did any of that you're
But they
talking
told us to
about.
leave. They didn't find anything on any of us. They told us all to leave, and they kept Lewis.
Yeah, they were like, "Beat it, guys. You're staying." So that's the second time it's happened with Dave. No, the third time it's happened.
There was
with
nothing.
Dave. Another time me and Dave got caught smoking in Brooklyn.
But no, Queens. But that time they searched both of us, and only you had weed on you, and that's why at least it made a
both
little.
got caught smoking.
Yeah, you're right. Every time they pick you.
The thing was, when the guy sent me and Dave away, and this thing also, we all were there. He sent us away. None of us had weed on us. We got rid of it.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't
dumped
remember.
it. We dumped it. They just kept Lewis for some reason.
Look, I'm not really faulting you, Dave, for lying. I'm just saying I would have played it differently. And in this scenario, if I were you, I wouldn't have lied. I would have just said, "Yeah, dude."
Well, in hindsight, it didn't work out great.
Well, you went to jail. I mean, the story's not over yet.
What happened was,
I think and I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep cutting you off.
There's a punch to the story.
I hope.
Well, look, I think most lawyers would back me up on saying this. In my experience, the idea of just admitting guilt to some cop for no reason and incriminating yourself isn't going to make them go like, "All right, you were real cool guys." Now, this guy was being a dick.
I've been in the situation where you do that, and it does. I've been in the situation where
that can work out. That can work out. I know from my ex-wife being a lawyer for federal criminal defense, she will tell you that she's told me a bunch of times, like, it does not do you any good. It is not a good idea to roll over once you're arrested. One of those, like, it's like, hey, you're looking at a life sentence, but if you roll over on this guy with it never does you any good.
Okay, good to
it's
know.
not a good thing to roll over on. If you roll over on like the bigger
rat someone
dog,
else out,
it does not
what
do you.
does that
We're
have to
talking
do
about
with this?
getting caught with weed on the street, Jay.
No, I'm saying, I think it makes sense to be honest and upfront when you might get out of it for being honest and upfront with them right there, treating them like dudes.
I'm just saying, I've been in the situation before where I've been arrested.
Being honest has helped you out.
I've been in the situation where they've been like, "Hey, dude, do you have weed on you?" And I said yes, and they're like, "All right, dude, let me check your shit. I'm just gonna give you a ticket." Cool. But I've also been in a situation where I've said, "Yeah, I got weed on me." It's just at the time, back in the day in New York City, it used to be based off. It was collars, dude. They used to get fucking. It's almost commission.
Yes, right.
You have to hit a certain amount of collars every month.
Yeah.
They changed that recently. De Blasio just changed that, or whoever just changed that rule about stop and frisk. The whole weed thing. They don't really want to bring people in like us, dude. They didn't want to bring us in. They wanted to give us a couple tickets and say fucking beat it. But because you lied, they were like, fuck you, dude. I'm going to make an example of you, and I'm going to make it weird between you and him on the podcast.
You're assuming that.
Maybe.
You're assuming that, but that's really just your assumption in your head. I've seen cops present it like that before.
And still
if you're honest, and still fuck you. If you're saying they so didn't want to bring us in, they didn't have to bring you in because I lied.
Let me finish what
They
happened.
brought you in because they wanted.
So they brought me in. They checked me out. They gave me a ticket.
Dave got late. Dave fucked a hot stranger.
Yeah.
Whatever. I was killing time.
I was
waiting for my friends.
They literally
we were smoking the rest of the weed that I kept.
Yeah, threesome with super hot chicks and all this weed.
Dave happened to fuck the girls in internal affairs. They hit it off on the phone call.
So she really got it. She really understood my point.
No, I was in a, they brought me to the station. They made sure I didn't have any warrants, and they gave me a ticket. So now I got to fucking.
It was about as good as it could be, considering you went.
No,
off
I
in
met
cuffs.
you at the bar.
He literally came back an hour later.
Oh, that's
You were
fucking
right around the
awesome.
corner.
Yeah, right around the corner.
I hope you
And
bought
they
him
gave you
beers.
together. They sent you back on your way.
I left.
And Dave wouldn't. I was like, dude, they took my bowl. I was like,
Will you smoke me up? He's like, no way, dude.
No, I said, give me the rest of your weed. He had a little bowl. He was like, nope.
Oh, come
I
on,
had a
Dave.
little bowl left, and she and someone else we were with had weed, and I had a tiny little bowl left.
You didn't give him any weed?
Someone else said they had weed, and I had a little bit of weed. He was gone for a half hour. Okay, first off,
but I have to pay like $150 ticket now.
Oh, I didn't actually know you got a ticket. I'll split the ticket with you. I didn't know you got a ticket. I bet you never said that. But I'll split the ticket with you.
That's a friend.
But
good luck getting that money.
Good luck getting that money.
The Anthony Cumia Show.
This is the best of the Gavin McInnes Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce the man behind the first ever live televised exorcism in U.S. history. Mr. Scott Porter, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well.
What's on your shirt there? Is that like a Grim Reaper thing?
You got it, man. It's a sky. That's one of our logos at TWC with the Tennessee Wraith Chasers.
And what is it that you guys do?
Well, I mean, we're the Tennessee Wraith Chasers. We have the show Ghost Asylum on Destination America, which airs Friday nights at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. But what we do is we go into locations and we look for paranormal activity, paranormal activity and supernatural activity, and we collect data to substantiate or to prove that there's that type of activity occurring there.
And what percentage of the times you guys are sent somewhere do you realize there actually isn't a ghost?
Oh, I'd say 99% of the occurrences out there that people believe to be supernatural are actually paranormal. They're the normal, just not yet understood. It's that 1% that's supernatural that everybody really wants to see and experience.
And would that freak you out if you saw a real ghost?
You know, I think all of us on the team we're kind of adrenaline junkies anyway, and so we're wanting to see that.
Because every time you see them in movies, you go, "Well, what are you going to do? Fly through me?" I'm not really. They rarely pick you up and throw you across the room. I guess poltergeists do.
I have to say, I've never been picked up and thrown across the room. One thing about it is you always remember the first time that you have a physical interaction. The first time that I was ever touched by something that I couldn't see, that had me hooked, and I wanted to find out more.
I feel the same way. It was in high school. Her name was Christy Burdecki.
You had the lights off, huh?
Yeah, it was wonderful. I became addicted to what happened in that room. If there's ghost adults, there must be a ghost baby. A ghost baby wouldn't even know it's a ghost.
Well, it's funny you say that. We actually have a photo that we took on an investigation at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital here in Tennessee. It's one of the few photos that I've ever seen that had both what we call shadow people or non-light emitting figures that are humanoid, and it also had an apparition that was light emitting. The light emitting apparition was standing at the nurse's station, and when you zoom in and kind of clean up the photo a little bit, you can tell that it's holding a baby because you can see the leg of the baby and the outline of the baby in her arms.
Well, thank God that baby had someone to care for it. Otherwise, you'd just be crawling around. Fuck, if you had a ghost baby on the prairies, it could be just crawling through corn for 1,000 years.
Hey, it'd be like the never-ending corn maze, right?
Poor fucking baby. What's going on with this exorcism? It has nothing to do with fitness. It has to do with demons.
That's it. Well, I mean, what we're doing, the viewers can expect to see an actual exorcism. If the bishop decides, or if it's determined that one is necessary. What our job is to do during Exorcism Live will be to investigate the home for paranormal activity. And that's what we do, of course, every week on Ghost Asylum. And what we're going to try to do is collect evidence that confirms that the house is haunted. We're then going to work with the psychic medium, Chip Coffey. He's going to attempt to communicate with whatever entities are there through a seance. And we're going to monitor him and any activity that occurs around him during that. And then finally, we're going to hand off that information over to a Bishop James Long, who will be the one who's actually going to cleanse or exorcise the home. He's performed hundreds of these and exorcisms on homes or buildings, but he's also performed solemn rite exorcisms on human beings.
I wonder if there was ever a time when he was hungover during an exorcism and he kind of missed a spot. And there was a guy sort of behind a corner that went whoosh.
You know what? The ghost may be wanting to, be hungover with him.
So it's not an exorcism on an actual person. It's an exorcism on a thing.
That is correct. They call that a minor rite exorcism.
Okay, because we were just watching some videos of seizures, and living in New York for 15 years, we have no feelings, so I was laughing my head off. But I was thinking that must have been a big part of possession back, say, 100 years ago. They'd see a guy having a seizure, he'd have blood coming from his mouth because he bit his lip, and then a priest would come by, say his rituals, and then they'd go, it worked, he stopped shaking around.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of things that are paranormal that people consider supernatural. The same way, if I'd have come up to you, a couple hundred years ago, and you were trying to light your pipe up with a match or some type of incendiary device, and I pulled out a lighter and offered to light your pipe, you would have tied blocks around my ankles and thrown me in the river to see if I'd float.
Yeah, but I'd be right. Because you're a time traveler, you're chipping away at the very fabric of our existence, you're defying physics, you're clearly not God if you came here just to light a pipe, so you must be some sort of mischievous demon. I would be correct in drowning you, you're Satan.
You would be correct, and to see if I would float. Of course, then when I didn't float, you'd be like, well, maybe we shouldn't have done that.
I mean, whatever, the guy defied physics, the whole world would have been over.
Hey, we're still trying to defy physics.
True. Well, best of luck this Friday. I hope everyone tunes in. We're talking October 30th, 9/8 Central. I hope you get those demons out of that house.
Hey, we're going to try to. We'll see what happens, and we want people to tune in and watch it, even if you think you don't want to see it. There's no telling what's going to happen. This is live, so you could see anything. You could see more than you want to.
I hope it doesn't become a Geraldo's Al Capone vault scenario.
Very possible.
All right, thanks for coming on the show, Scott.
Hey, man, thank you so much. Have a good one.
Cheers.
It's the best of the Anthony Cumia Show. The Anthony Cumia Show airs live Monday through Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern in glorious high-definition video, exclusively at anthonycumia.com.
Around midnight on the Fifth Avenue R stop, a retired NYPD detective fondled his dong in the presence of a 38-year-old victim. Mm-hmm. When a so-called Good Samaritan tried to follow him and take his picture, the ex-cop pulled a gun on the guy and told him to mind his own business. Well, sometimes with retirement, there's an adjustment period. It's especially hard if you're a cop, because you miss solving cases and making arrests. And maybe jacking off in the subway, you get like a similar rush.
Well, they say there's a certain pathology where you insert yourself into the crime. So he was just taking it very literally.
Like what, method policing? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Let's go to Chris Lager. I believe Chris Lager's on the scene. Yeah,
I'm here on the subway that this all took place on, Pat.
Yeah.
The war on cops continues.
Yeah.
What? Yes. Again, a victimless possible crime used to malign the NYPD. I don't know about how you feel about the cops, Pat, but I respect them, and I feel like they should retire with full benefits.
Yeah.
Full.
Yeah.
Be allowed to take out their guns when they feel like it.
Yeah.
And expose themselves.
Fully engorged.
So the woman got paid a compliment. The man got a new lease on life. You know, it's very exciting to have a gun put in your face. He didn't pull the trigger. There was no jizz spilled. I say this is a nothing story, but, you know, I'm here.
Absolutely. He makes a good case, doesn't he? You know, it's like, oh, hey, lady, why don't you shut your fucking trap?
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
It takes some people a long time.
You need a counterpoint to
the counterpoint
as a correspondent.
I got to be honest. No, I got to be honest.
I agree with everything he says
too
much.
You need a hardcore feminist correspondent.
Well, here, I consider myself a hardcore feminist, so I'd like to jump in here.
What did I say that was not feminist, by the way?
He's still on the subway.
I'm getting something in my ear.
I get it all. I get it all in the ear. You know, I am pro officer, including the women. If this is a woman officer exposing herself and pulling out her gun, I would stand behind her as well.
You're an officerist.
Trained with firearms. He was not going to pull a trigger. God.
He was just fucking with him.
I mean, could we let's think about the victim here? I mean, how many more unsolicited dicks is she going to see? She's 38. You know what I mean? I mean, let's I mean, this is really these days. Treasure every dick is what I'm saying.
Every dick is sacred. This is 56-year-old. By the way,
hardcore feminist.
As someone who just turned 40, to answer your question, 12. That's how many more? Yeah.
Happy birthday, Mandy.
Thank you.
Here's a dozen dicks.
56-year-old Steven Exposito exposed himself. I love that his name is Exposito, and he exposed himself. This 38-year-old on the platform. Okay, so when he saw her, he hissed at her. That's how he got her attention, you sweet talker. That's right. That's hot, right? Nosferatu. Nosferatu does get a lot of ass, though. He actually has a pickup artist book. Did you know that? Nosferatu?
No. Where can I buy it?
No, he does. Can we get a look at the book? Yeah, there it is right there. It's If you fear me, you will fuck me.
Wow.
Nosferatu.
He's the original mystery.
Yeah. Look at that.
It's like negging on a whole new level.
He's getting ass, right? He's like, get away from this woman. Oh, hissing. So when she turned around to see who was hissing at her, she saw his pants were down. He was fondling himself. The old hissing stroke. Well, it's a hobby. Yeah. The Post says the woman broke down in tears as the former detective was leaving the station. She's like, wait, I didn't even get your name.
Why is there so much public fondling happening? Have you guys ever done this?
No.
No.
Oh.
No.
I guess I'm the only one who has.
Oh.
So.
Well, you know why there's so much of it is because the amount of it is the same. It might have even decreased, but the reporting of it has gone up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are people who they're getting taken off the court beat, and they're just on the fapping beat. You know.
Well, no, I mean women are reporting it when it happens.
Oh,
they used to be cooler.
I thought you meant they were opening up news bureaus. You know.
The woman
know how to keep their mouth shut.
Yeah, she told another passenger. Wow. She told another passenger. She's like, "This guy just did a hiss and jerk," and can we acknowledge that's pretty much a humble brag?
This guy a hiss and jerk?
Yeah, she's like, "Hey, this guy just did this. You know, I'm a victim."
Such an asshole.
The guy.
I mean, maybe he just thinks his dick is a snake.
Can I just break in for a second?
Wait, Chris Lakers.
By the way, this Good Samaritan, he was just trying to get laid. The fact that he confronted was he going to just walk away from that if the gun wasn't pulled? So let's not act like he's a real hero.
I will acquiesce.
Here's my
that
big
point.
chance. Yeah,
I am going to acknowledge.
Yeah, absolutely.
That the guy, And kudos to her for looking so hot at 38.
And his display of false bravado is really more disgusting than the guy's display of his old 58-year-old dick.
No, I mean, you know what? I've had it happen to me, and it is really fucking gnarly when, I mean, I've never...
Tubular?
I've never reported... Yeah, I guess that's
what did you mean? It was rad.
It was fucking gnarly, man. No,
And you've never reported it?
No,
See?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
But,
that's why you're marrying her. Come on. She's cool.
Well, I mean, it's just a drag, you know? Like, you just don't want to go out to that place anymore because cocks are sometimes ugly, you know?
Cocks are sometimes ugly.
And
the children's book.
And you feel sexually, and you do feel sexually threatened, you know?
Yeah.
You know the only thing that would have stopped this?
What's that?
If the victim had a dick.
Right, yeah. Okay.
That deserved more, but fuck all you.
All right.
He left.
I was trying to. I was trying to. Anyway.
The guy she told he followed the suspect out of the station, taking the cell phone video. Exposito then whipped around. He pulled a black handgun on the 41-year-old Good Samaritan, told him to mind his own business. That's Exposito for you. A black gun for the dudes, a white dick for the chicks.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say. He pulled out a black dick, like it's like a fucking dildo.
White dick.
Old 2-dick Exposito right there.
Black dicks matter.
The Anthony Cumia Show. Now we're talking uncensored. If you like what you hear, visit AnthonyCumia.com for subscription information and show details. And never miss a minute of fully archived shows available at any time in streaming HD video or audio download.